welcome back to Cliffyland. Tonight is night 3 of cooking the food of Taiwan. Taiwan, the third of 4 non-UN member states that we are covering here as we clean up after having done all 193 United Nations member states as part of the Global Cooking Challenge. You can find out all about that at cliffyland.com, and you can check out all the countries that you missed so far. But tonight, we are cooking Taiwan, and we are making a Taiwanese specialty, a beef noodle soup. We're starting very, very early today because this takes quite a long time to cook. But let's take a look at those ingredients. So first we have 5 cups of water, 1 cup of soy sauce, 1 cup of Chinese rice wine or medium dry sherry, a 1/4 cup of packed light brown sugar, a 1-inch cube of fresh ginger smashed, 1 bunch of scallions where you have the white part smashed and the green part chopped, and we have 3 garlic cloves smashed, 10 fresh cilantro stems, plus a 1/2 cup, that's pretty much the leaves, of that cilantro sprigs. And then we're supposed to have a 2-inch long piece of dried tangerine peel. Weren't able to find that, so we're going with navel orange peel fresh. Hopefully that's not some sort of epic failure there. 4 whole star anise, a 1/4 teaspoon of red chili flakes, 2.5 pounds of fresh beef short ribs, 1 3/4 cups of low sodium chicken broth. It's supposed to be 10 ounces of Chinese noodles. Unfortunately, only found an 8-ounce package. I think we'll be okay. And 1 cup of fresh mung bean sprouts, about 3 tablespoons of Chinese pickled mustard greens. You'll find those at your Asian market, hopefully. And optionally, 1 4-inch or 4 1-inch chopped red Thai chili. So those are the ingredients. So let's get started on that Periscope stream and see how this goes. And again, I apologize, Periscope streams tend to be a little bit blurry, but here we go. Good afternoon and welcome to Cliffyland, a global cooking adventure. We are starting very early today. This is part 1. Hey there, Vicky, how you doing? Good seeing you. Yes, this is part 1 of 2 tonight of doing the food of Taiwan. Hello, House Corp. Doing fine, thank you. Tonight we're making a beef noodle soup. Again, you can find out all about Cliffyland, the global cooking adventure, at cliffyland.com. There you can catch up on all the countries that you missed, as we have already cooked all 193 United Nations member states, plus another 3 more nations or territories or whatever. So tonight is night 3, the final night of Taiwan. We are doing this part for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to cut out, and then we're going to come back after 3.5 hours to see the rest of it, because this is a long, slow cook to make this soup. So tonight, again, we're making a Taiwanese beef noodle soup, and again, you can follow Cliffyland at YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and Tumblr, and please find our YouTube channel and subscribe there. We are simulcasting on Periscope and Busker, so let me get the Busker people all situated. Hi there. Let me get you moving over to our ingredients aisle over here, and we'll be right back with you in a moment, so you just sit tight right there. And as for Heidi, hi, that's me. This is my lovely apron, courtesy of the Funky Fairy. Isn't that fantastic? And for all your embroidery needs. So yes, we have our noodle soup, our beef noodle soup, and let us give you the quick lowdown on what the ingredients are. For that, I'm going to put the Periscope people up in the sky, so you're going for a little ride. Whee! Alrighty. Okay. Good evening. Good afternoon over here. Okay, hope you don't fall down. Okay, hold on. Technical difficulties. Making sure everybody is okay. Don't fall down, go boom. Okay, since this is Asian cooking, once again, we have a million ingredients. So, and some of them may be kind of tricky to find. You'll have to go to your Asian market. I'm going to be looking down now, so I won't be see the Periscope comments for a little bit. But we have 5 cups of water, which are sitting on the stove in the pot right now. I got into a fire on Monday night 2 weeks ago. Your scripts may take my mind off. Oh, well, sorry about the fire, but thank you. Glad to take your mind off things. Okay, so we have the 5 cups of water in the pot. We have 1 cup of soy sauce. That's a lot. We have 1 cup of Chinese rice wine. We have 1/4 cup of packed light brown sugar. We have 1 2-inch piece of ginger, peeled and smashed. We have 1 bunch of scallions where the white parts have been smashed and the green parts have been diced. We have, what's this? How many? 3 garlic cloves, which have been peeled and smashed. We have 10 sprigs of cilantro. These are, hello Derek, just the stems here, and then the leaves separately over here. We have what's supposed to be a 2-inch piece of dried tangerine rind, theoretically available at your Asian market. Our Asian market is crappy, so they did not have it. So I wound up with a piece of fresh navel orange rind, and I hope that's okay. We have 4 pieces of star anise. Mine a little broken up, but it's the equivalent. 1/4 teaspoon of red Thai chili flakes. And you see right over here we have 2.5 pounds of beef short ribs. We'll get into the details of that later. 1 3/4 cups of reduced sodium chicken broth. It's supposed to be a 10-ounce package, but I only got an 8-ounce package, and that's my mistake. Of Chinese wheat noodles, but you can use linguine. It'll just take a little bit longer to cook. 1 cup of mung bean sprouts, and then again an Asian market specialty, pickled mustard greens. The ones I bought were in a package as opposed to a jar, which was a very stupid packaging choice. Let's just say I spent the last 20 minutes cleaning up the kitchen. And either 1 4-inch red Thai chili or 4 1-inch red Thai chilies, optional for heat. So let's move to the stove and let's see how this goes. Also, in terms of equipment, and that's what I'm moving around here, we have our sieve or colander, which we have lined with cheesecloth, and we'll be needing that later. So I'm going to fix you, busker people, in a moment. But first let me move these nice people over here, over the stove. Make sure you get in there nice and tight. Okie dokie. And I got to figure out how to fix you. Ever since I destroyed my stand, my iPhone stand doesn't want to go very high. There we are. Okay, so we're good. So we have our water over here, and now into the water, we're gonna bring it to a boil again, actually, and I need to take pictures. Again, the pictures are for the blog. The blog is at clippyland.com, and so we're gonna start adding to the water the 1 cup of soy sauce. Ooh wee. The 1 cup of Chinese rice wine. The 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Again, I apologize, I can't look up right now. Blanc. The ginger, that's the 2-inch piece of sliced and smashed ginger. The white parts of the scallion, only the white parts of the scallion. Scallion or green onions, as you wish to call them. Bronk, bronk, bronk. Ouch. And the garlic, which is over here. So that's the garlic peeled and smashed there. And the cilantro stems. And the tangerine peel, or in this case, the navel orange peel. Again, I apologize to the Asian cooking gods. And the star anise. And the red pepper flakes. Ta-da! So this is what's going to happen. We're going to bring that to a boil, and then we're going to reduce it to a simmer, and we're going to let that sit uncovered for about 10 minutes. Then after the 10 minutes, we're going to add in the beef short ribs. Are going to go into there, and then it's going to simmer gently, covered, for about 2¼ to 2½ hours. So obviously I will not be streaming that time period. Also, after that, it's going to be taken off the heat, and we're going to let it sit uncovered for 1 hour. So that takes 3½ hours for the flavors to really, get imbued and everything. After that time, that's when we'll be coming back. We'll be starting the stream again, in which case we'll be taking the meat out of the broth and cutting it into slices, and then we'll be straining the beef broth through this here colander with the cheesecloth, throwing away all the the bits, and then saving the liquid, which will be the broth or the soup for this. And then we'll be cooking the noodles in this pot over here, which you can't see, but it's right there. And then after draining the noodles, hello, who are we looking at? Anne-Marie, hey, good seeing you. And then the noodles get drained, and then they get put in soup bowls, and then the broth goes over it with the mung bean sprouts and the mustard, the pickled mustard greens, and the hot chili slices, and the cilantro and chopped scallion all get worked into it too. So you wind up with this big beef broth that has the noodles on it, the beef on top, and then the other things on top, and it's supposed to be really great. Now, while I'm waiting for this to boil, just a little bit about the food of Taiwan. Taiwan island off the coast of mainland China, actually close to the Philippines, was inhabited by, I'm turning this down now, by what they call I can't pronounce it properly, Australasian people, until about the late 1800s, when it was taken over by Japan, and Japan held it until after the end of World War II. After that time, then mainland Chinese, about millions of mainland Chinese came over, and you can look up the history about all of that. But the idea about the food is that there is still the indigenous influence, although that is not what you think of as being Chinese food. There's a lot of, they have festivals to honor this in Taiwan, which is very interesting, and there's some, very unusual dishes, such as, was it flying squirrel intestine, which I think is going to be kind of hard to find. And, but there's a lot of mainland Chinese influences and Japanese influences too, because of the long period of occupation by Japan. So that's very interesting. Also, beef, the thing as we're making this, beef here, it's curious that beef is not the most common thing to be eaten in Taiwan, because cows are considered like a beast of burden, and they're more useful than they would be eaten. So, and then there's the whole Buddhist thing there too sometimes. So, for that reason, there aren't a whole lot of beef dishes to be found in Taiwan, whereas there are other things. And you can find out all about those when we post the blog tomorrow at cliffyland.com. Also, this YouTube video will be posted tomorrow, and you can find the videos from Friday night and Sunday night on our YouTube channel right now. Just go search for Cliffyland right there. So that's kind of it for right now, unless there are any questions. But we will be coming back at about 7:15 Eastern Daylight Time. Hello, buenas. Hola de Venezuela. ¿Cómo están las cosas por Venezuela? ¿Mejor o lo mismo? But we will be coming back around 7:15 Eastern Daylight Time to take out the meat and slice it. But right now I'm just going to wait to put the meat in here. So check back. You'll see what it looks like. Until then, thanks for watching, and catch you later. Bye. Welcome back to Cliffyland, the global cooking adventure. This is part 2 of night 3 of cooking the food of Taiwan. Taiwan, nation 3 of 4 non-UN member states that we are sort of mopping up here at the end after having completed the Global Cooking Challenge, in which we cooked the food of all 193 United Nations member states. This, again, is Taiwan. You can find out all about the Global Cooking Challenge and the upcoming Global Cooking Adventure at cliffyland.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and Tumblr, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are going to continue with the beef noodle soup, which we started earlier today. It has been cooking for going on 3.5 hours, and so now it's time to take the beef out. So we are simulcasting on Periscope and Busker. We're going to flip around the Busker side and latch on there. And one moment while we will put you over by the stove. We'll see that in just a moment. In terms of the Periscope, hey there, hi there, ho there. Hi, I'm Cliff. This is Cliffyland, and we are cooking a beef noodle soup from Taiwan. This is part 2 of 2, and we are listening to some very loud music. So let me turn that down. Hold on. Okay, moving back to the sky for you. You are going up over the stove, and you're seeing that we have been cooking the beef in the broth for, like I said, about 3.5 hours. And you're not going to be there too long. We're going to fish out the... ooh, dear. Let's try that again. Okay. One moment, please. Having technical difficulties. Over here. Come on. Okay, continuing. Yes, oh, hey there. Thank you, Mickey. So again, this is our Taiwanese beef noodle soup. We had it, we put the, boiled all the ingredients in. Thank you for the invite. Boiled all the ingredients in, and then put in the 2.5 pounds of beef short ribs, and now then we cooked it for 2.5 hours, and then took it off the heat and let it sit there for another hour uncovered. And now we're going to take out the pieces of meat, and then we're going to transfer them over to a cutting board. So I'm going to be looking down now. I won't be seeing any comments if any come in. Hey there. Okay, these again, they're the beef short ribs. Hopefully I'll find, well, if there's a bone in there, it's going to be taken care of in a moment anyway, so. And 4. So we're going to be losing the bones and the membrane here. So let's move this over to the cutting board. We're going to move you as well. And it's going to be a little tricky for the Periscope people, since I don't have a place up in the sky for you here, but we will find a way to make it work, because we have room up on the fridge, or maybe from here you can see. I don't know. Thank you for joining. Okay, making sure we get everything set up and you don't fall over. All right, there we go. So we have the pieces of the beef, and we are going to remove the membranes and the bones, and then cut them into 2-inch strips. And there goes one bone already. Again, I always apologizing to anyone if I don't see your comments while I'm busy looking down. Okay, so put you over here, and it probably would be smart to have a fork here. I'm gonna have my knife, and let's see, one more time. 1/2-inch thick slices. So, we'll get rid of the bone. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, hold on. Gonna wind up in here. Okay, bones and membrane away. Is there a bone in here? No, bone's gone there. Here's a bone. So it's very tender, falling off the bone already. So not much work to do there. Didn't want to have to touch that, but I have to wash my hands again. Okay. I have to wash my hands anyway. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, so we're doing strips here, 1/2-inch thick. So that's falling apart. Very falling apart. Against the grain. And I'm going to lose the membrane here. So, in case you are new to all this, so you're not even seeing what's going on, are you? I am Cliff. This is Cliffyland. I recently completed my 4-year Learn to Cook challenge, where I taught myself to cook after never learning by cooking the food of every United Nations member state, all 193, in alphabetical order. It took me 4 years, and you can find out all about that at cliffyland.com. You can catch up on all the countries that you missed and such. Here we are at the tail end, and we're sort of mopping up these 4 non-UN member states that we weren't able to get to because they weren't UN member states. And so this is the third of, that's a membrane, this is the third of 4. So after having cooked Puerto Rico, which is a US territory, but that's my people, so I did that as a celebration after having finished Zimbabwe. That's the membrane. I went and did the food of Kosovo, Palestine, tonight being Taiwan, and then we will be doing Vatican City as well as we can next week. And then we're going to be taking 2 weeks off before beginning the challenge anew in video format. We will be live streaming as always. However, we will also be, instead of text blogging, and the blogs are usually up on cliffyland.com, instead of the text blogs, we'll be doing short-form videos, which will be posted on the blog as well as on our YouTube channel. So you can find out all about that. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, Twitter, etc., etc., etc. So these are not neat cuts, but it's going to be good enough for us. This is supposed to serve 4 people. There are only 2 of us, which means there's going to be lots of leftovers. Okay. And now, with this, you put this over to one side, and then we're going to go over and we're going to strain the broth, which is going to be the soup. So you can see that in a moment. Let me clean my knife, though. Hello, thank you for the like. Did not see who that was. Mikey, thank you very much. Alrighty, so now that we have cooked that, we need to move over to, where are we going to move? Where am I going to do this? Let's do this over the prep station. So we'll take you for a ride. We'll be back for the busker people in a moment. Okay. How about there? Will that work for you? Okay. Stay. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog. Okay, and you come back this way. So we have the broth that we cooked for, like I said, the 3.5 hours here. And it is all kinds of aromatic. It is really great. But right now we need to strain the broth. And to do that, we are going to need our colander, which is sitting right over here. It's lined with a cheesecloth. So we're going to put that down. And here goes nothing. Am I right? Am I right? Yes. Okay. Here we go. No, hold on. Before I do that, I need to take care of something. Okay. We're going to strain that sucker. Pictures are for the blog. That's what I had to stop and do. Okay, so here we go. Straining the broth through the cheesecloth. And we're going to lose the solids. That's just going to go away. Oh, there's the other bone. I knew there was one somewhere. Okay. I gotta clean that out, but the solids here get disposed of. So I need to do that. So give me 1 second here. I need to record for posterity. Okay. I don't want to drip it all over creation, so hold on, I'll be right back. Okay. So now that we have our broth, we are going to skim the fat. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do that, if I'm being honest. But we're going to give it a good old college try. Okay. Here we go. I don't see a whole lot of fat to skim that I can... not getting a lot of that, so I guess I'm going to skip that task. And then we're going to transfer it back into the saucepan over here. So let me clean it out because it still has some residue in it. Be right back, and then you'll go over the stove again. Okay, so now we're going to move you back over the stove. Hold on. Got you wedged in a little too tight. Okay. And back over the stove. There. Maybe you can see a little better this way. Okay. And you, thank you for being patient. Moving you back over. Okay, so now... the broth goes back in bowl, goes back into the saucepan. And this is what's going to serve as the soup here. And then to that, we are going to add, we did the ingredients list in part 1. So if you're looking for that, it's going to be in part 1. It'll also be in the video, which will be posted on YouTube. I'm sorry, my stand is really wonky here. So here we go. So to this, we're going to add our 1 3/4 cups of chicken broth. And our meat, which we have sitting right over here. You just saw us take it off the bone, so it's going to go back in the water. Okay. Get that in there as carefully as we can without making too much of a splash. Okay. Meat back in. Am I right? And we're going to reheat this over kind of a low heat just to warm it up again because it had been sitting off the heat for about an hour. Meanwhile, while that does that, we have our boiling water over here. Mikey, yay! Let me move you over here so you can see a little better now. We have our boiling water in this saucepan, and it's supposed to be 10 ounces of wheat noodles, Chinese wheat noodles. However, I did notice the package I got was only 8 ounces, but I guess that'll be okay. You can use linguine if you like, however, that will mean that it'll take longer to cook. So this goes in here. This is unsalted water, incidentally. Oh, screw it. And that's going to boil for 7 minutes. Set timer for 7 minutes. And so that's what's going to have is you're going to have the bowl, you're going to have the noodles, and then over the noodles you're going to have the beef and the broth, and then on top of that you're going to have bean sprouts, which we have here, pickled mustard greens, specialty item. Thank you so much for the hearts. Pickled mustard greens, which specialty item from Asian market, and the wish we had smell-o-vision. Yes, it really smells amazing. And the chopped scallions, greens. The white parts were in the thing that we disposed of, and the cilantro. What's going on here then? Yes, we are making the Taiwanese beef noodle soup. This is night 3 of cooking the food of Taiwan. Taiwan being nation 3 of 4 of our non-UN states, where we are. Hey there, by the way. Hey, yes. So this is the 3rd of 4 non-UN nations that we are covering to wrap up after having cooked the food of all 193 United Nations member states. Again, you can catch up at cliffyland.com. That's cliffyland.com. Thank you. And you can see everything that you missed in our 4-year Learn to Cook Challenge. This is again the last night of Taiwan. We are going to be doing Vatican City, if you can believe it, next week. And then we're taking 2 weeks off before we're relaunching the Global Cooking Adventure with Afghanistan in the middle of September. And then we'll be doing, you cooked British food, did you eat it? It was delicious. It was delicious. I made a Yorkshire pudding and a roast beef, and it was wonderful. It was very, very tasty. And we did for England, we did Northern Ireland, we did Scotland, we did Wales, we did everything. So it was really groovy. So, while we have that, let's see now. I need to dump out the innards from this here, so hold on 1 second here. Because I'm going to need my colander again here. Need to clean it out. So that's where we're going to drain the noodles. There's the colander. It's all wet. Dripping all over creation. Okay. And dump this sucker. And wash my hands again. So, also we have an introductory video on our YouTube page. Just go to YouTube, search for Cliffy Land, and you will see the video. Scotland was especially good. Ah, yes! Yes, Derek, our most loyal Scottish subject, helped out a lot with that. So thank you again for that. I'm going to get up my spider here to drain the noodles. Hi there. Hi, Taylor. How are you doing? Welcome. We have warming up our soup on this side here, and then we are cooking our noodles on this side over here. Again, these are Chinese wheat noodles, not as much as I should have, but alas. Then again, there are only 2 of us eating, so it should be okay. And so it's going to be covered with the meat, making sure scallions, bean sprouts, mustard greens, cilantro sprigs, and the red chili, indeed. Okay, so we are in business here. So this should be good. This should be good. The only issue that I have, it's a me issue, is that we don't tend to eat soup here because it's messy and such. But this seems to be like a Taiwanese favorite, which is kind of intriguing since beef is not traditionally a Taiwanese favorite. From what I read, that the Aboriginal people on the island viewed the cow as more of a beast of burden and something that you need around the farm rather than something that you'd eat. Which kind of carried forward, and also there's Buddhist influence where they wouldn't want to eat beef. So this seems to be like the one beef dish that does come up as a regular on Taiwan. Again, we did 2 previous nights for Taiwan. We did the omelet on Friday, and we did the 3-cup chicken on Sunday, and both of those are up on YouTube already and will be part of the blog tomorrow. So we have about 2 more minutes left here on our noodles, which seem to be coming along nicely. Someone better be getting home soon, that's all I gotta say. If dinner's gonna be on time, otherwise we're gonna be waiting, because it's just about that time. Time to dinner for 1:45, so we'll see how that goes. Incidentally, we are in Jupiter, Florida. Thank you for the like. Hey, Derek, you're in Busker. Thank you for the like. Yes, we are in Jupiter, Florida. And that is about 2 hours north of Miami, about an hour north of Fort Lauderdale, about half an hour north of West Palm Beach. And without getting into the details of it, because it's not something you want to talk about, our neighborhood was in the news today for something unsavory. But I'll let you look that up. Meanwhile, we have just a few more seconds, allegedly, on the noodles. I don't want them to overcook, but someone needs to get home really quick. That's all I'm saying. Because we're going to be composing the dish after we drain it. And I'm going to drain it in the colander, so I may not need the spider for this. Okay, 14 seconds. I'm not going to move everyone for the great draining operation, so you'll just have to imagine what it looks like, if you can. Ding, 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 there goes my wrist. Okay, come back. Yes, I heard ya. Heard ya. Okay, so off you go. And we're moving, and I'm taking this whole thing with me. Okay, I'll be back. Hold on. You stay there. You be good. Okay, so we have our noodles that have been drained. What will it look like? It's going to look like, it's going to be in a bowl. And these bowls, in fact, you're going to see what it looks like just about now. Because I have to start putting this together. So for that, we're going to move to the prep station. So that means everybody moves again. So hold tight. Fasten your seatbelts. We're moving over here. Okay, and you. Yes, it's going to look like it's got the noodles on the bottom and the broth on top, and then the various other dressings on top as well. So here. Someone needs to be here because it is almost dinner time. I am tracking someone who is not close enough yet. So we're gonna have the noodles. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put the noodles down now, and I think I may use the tongs for this. Let me wash them off. I'm sorry if I miss any comments while I'm not looking. We are obviously listening to Taiwanese music. All right, here we go. So normally this would be distributed among 4 soup bowls. Whoa, Nelly. But we only have 2 here. I don't know how it works as leftovers, but we're going to figure that one out too. So noodle on the bottom of 1. Noodles, hello, Florida Realtor. And noodles number 2. Getting closer. Okay. Hot noodles. And that will be for leftovers. So let me move that out of the way. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to ladle the broth over the top. Broth isn't really that hot. I'm going to warm it up a little bit while we wait. We're almost here. It's going to give me another minute or so to heat, to get the broth a little warmer. Then we're going to dress it again with the bean sprouts and the mustard greens and the cilantro and the scallions. And that's going to be 1/4 of each of those. Maybe I need a spoon fork for that. Okay. And we're here, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, get ready to ladle. If I can get my drawer open. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Bumped you there. Okay. So meat going on top. Hold on, let me get some pictures here, because otherwise I'll forget. Okay, noodles and bowl. Noodles get covered with meat. Okay, meat for you. Okay, and then we get the broth. This smells amazing, by the way. Okay, put that over to one side. And now we're gonna, I need to take a picture of that. Thank you so much for the hearts, by the way. And then we're going to top you with the mustard greens. Well, let's do the bean sprouts first. So bean sprouts for you. Bean sprouts for you. And bean sprouts left over. Picture. Hold on. Wash hands. This is where tongs would come in handy. Picture. Okay. And scallions. Here. Scallions here. Come back. It's gonna be a lot, because this is a whole, an entire bunch of scallions. So I need to leave about 1/4 behind. And one more time for the washing. Hello, dinner's almost ready. You there? I'm imagining things. I am imagining things. Okay. And these are the cilantro greens sprigs that are going to be added on top. There's that. And for this one, I'm definitely going with a fork. Okay, now the mustard greens. Hold on, I've got to take a picture. And the mustard greens. Ah! These have been my bête noire all day. Hi, sweetie. Dinner's about to be on the table.
All right.
So mustard greens, pickled mustard greens, get you on top. Leaving some for the leftovers.
Oh.
And last, I need to take a picture of that. Good night. It looks delicious. Thank you so much, Derek. Thank you for coming by, as always. And lastly, we are going to add the red hot chili pepper to the top for the spice. This really would be enough for 4. Because that's very spicy. So, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, here you have the beef noodle soup from Taiwan. Again, there you have it, the beef noodle soup from Taiwan, and for you, very nice. And we take a picture for the blog. Everything. Here we go. Smile pretty. On go. Okie dokie. Thank you so much. So thank you for coming by. Remember to check out the blog tomorrow at cliffyland.com. Find our YouTube channel, subscribe, like on Facebook, follow on Twitter. Thank you for the like there, Neil. And YouTube, etc., etc., etc. Blog will be up tomorrow. So thank you so much. Join us next week when we cook the food of Vatican City, if you can imagine. Chocolate and ha ha ha. Okay, good night and happy eating.